Just playing a tournament here, a 550 play chip tournament on a club WT. Trying to get some because I'm not going to be playing this frequently. Unfortunately, need a better bank. Let's see what happens. Come on, Royal Flush. Nice. Here we go. Disappointing here. Three to E9. Nice. That was they flopped it too. Good thing it didn't go all in on the flop. I kind of wanted to too. Just since there was lots of chips in there, and it's unlikely people might have hit that flop. So they're not typical cards people play, but I guess people are playing more a little looser. Well, basically, if you want to survive as a poker player, you have to be able to play any two cards. You could go through a period, right, where you just have incredible bad luck with winning hands. Typically, hands that are typical winners all of a sudden become losers, right? So you have to pivot to survive, right? Nice. How big's your 9? You don't got the 9. You don't got the 9. I got the flush. You did have the 9. Nice. So I'll make a challenge. Normally, well, I guess, if I was getting lots of views and people were like, yeah, okay, we like the challenge, right? Then it'd be understood that I tried to put people on hands. So I'll count that as, typically I give myself 4 attempts to try to predict an opponent's hand with my first, one first choice or 2 second choice twice. My second choice twice, basically. Then to win the challenge out of 4 attempts. So I'll count that as an over 1. I wanted to become a sports so I could gamble against people and bet them and capitalize on my skills. I could be your coach for enough money. We could stream, and I could tell you basically what you should be thinking. Because I got the skills. Because I practiced, and I practiced, and I practiced, which became experience, which became instinct. It's like psychology. Like I know quite a bit about psychology, but officially I don't know really any of the definitions or terms. But I know how to utilize psychology like a ninja. I'm a ninja. Then I got my Jamaican coon voice, man. So I got my Brit. I'm a ninja. Governor. Cheerio. Well, it's less likely they have the A's. Me. Meaning pocket aces. So let's see. So then another challenge is also to be able to predict who the winner is going to be in the hand. I might not be in the hand, or I am in the hand. I'm not really going to do it pre-flop too often because I can do it pre-flop, but basically somebody would have to exhibit considerable patience, and then where they're due for a win, they just mathematically they haven't won in such a long time, and I am paying attention to this, and then you could put them on a strong hand, like where they should be the winner, they have the best hand, and whether or not it's the best hand by the time the river comes is another thing, but usually it's going to be on the river, so there could be no more luck for any of their opponents or my opponents. So basically, you want to be seeing what your opponents are doing and trying to learn when you're not in hands what they're doing, and when they bet, like what kind of bets do you make with that type of board when you're in their situation, and kind of like trying to predict if a boxer is going to go high or low or whatever, right? Like trying to predict it. Are they trying to steal the pot, right? Because it's unlikely they had the 9, the 3, or the 4, right? But they could have the king now. Now they're afraid of the king, so they could have the 9. They're afraid, so they probably have a piece of the flop. It's like how do your opponents handle pressure? I try to get everybody to play my game. I don't play anybody else's game because I don't have any experience playing their game, but I have a lot of experience playing my game. At first I would try to play their game and then I would get beat. So now I just play my game and kind of make them play my game. And every once in a while there'll be somebody that really aggressive at the table more than me, and I'm fine with watching them play and just sitting back and trying to avoid them as much as possible because they're the most dynamic player at the table, right? So if you're new to poker, right, you want to avoid the person that's playing lots. Especially if you see them making good moves. It's one thing if they're playing lots and they're making poor moves and you can punish them. But if they're making dynamic plays and they're looking like a ninja, then yeah, you might want to avoid them until you have a big hand. And I'm pretty easy to predict in a way. Like I'm gonna bet lots, right? So try to trap me. But I got a pretty good trap game too. That's the only reason why I mention this, because I know it's my it's my Achilles heel at one point. So I've been working for years to protect against it. So I pretty much only lose what I want to lose in a pot most of the time. That was unfortuitous, but how did they like this move? Because remember, it's the story you tell. There we go. That's a nice story. It's the story you tell in poker, not the actual hand itself, because clearly he did not believe that I had the 9. Yes, 10 jack is the best hand. But like other than the pocket 9s, which and the 3 full houses. It's more probable. But it's easier to hit the straight, right? The straight is the easiest. The 10 jack was the easiest or bigger. Like the straight was the 5th best hand that time. That's what makes Texas Hold'em poker so hard, because you rarely have the best hand where you could 100% confidently be like, hey, I'm not going to lose this hand. And it's not always the royal flush. The royal flush is always the winner unless you fold. And unfortunately, some poor schmucks probably folded a royal flush before. Or an incredible draw where, you know, they just didn't see the opportunity and they were getting great pot odds to call, and they just completely fanned on strategic opportunities. Like right there, some people probably could have a lot of stuff, but they punted. They try reality. So anytime it flies to one side, that's brain computer interface. I pretty much always drag it there, so it's going to be slower. Very rarely do I let it go like this. And that's why I slide it, right? So anytime it goes fast from like halfway, then that's brain computer interface. Because they're able to magnetize the reticle, so I can't always make a circle. And when I said that, I sounded differently than just prior to that and afterwards. And I was another person with brain computer interface, and every once in a while you'll hear me say fuck, and that's somebody that I busted with brain computer interface, and so I hear their natural psyche through me, but I'm saying something, say something shocking, and I know what I'm gonna say, but they're just caught off. Just so pay attention when it happens. Because it's, well, Black Mirrors, if you've ever seen Black Mirrors, it's a lot of that technology is possible, right? So what you have to understand is brain computer interface was coined. That means it became a term in 1974, so that's 52 years ago. Right, so imagine with billions of dollars secretly being invested in that technology, because if you know what your enemy's thinking, how could you lose, right? So as if the government's not spending tons of money in brain computer interface, but they use it to exploit the human population. They rig elections about this in democracies and elsewhere. Everything you think is awesome in the world is rigged, unfortunately. Most likely. So go to change.org. You could be a hero and be one and stop crime. Stop organized crime. It's that simple. People just don't do what they want them to do. They don't have power. Their only power is fear, right? So when you don't fear them, they lose their power. They're no longer the big bad wolf, the scared little boy, the teenagers that cry for mama. There's where I took over brain computer interface. So let's see. There's another one. The third one was when it dropped. Fourth one. Fifth one. Sixth one. Seventh. And so how many lifetimes do one individual have? Because I also try to make it the local people always harm the worst possible people that they'd never want to mess with. And I make sure any brain computer that is exploiting me goes through states in the United States of America that have execution capabilities, and other countries that they basically execute you as soon as you get off the plane. And unofficially, I believe I'm worth quite a bit of money, right? So I've used some of that money to save and have these people deported, or extradited and executed promptly, as Canada doesn't have an official death penalty. But they secretly kill people all the time, I believe. Most likely. That's what most likely means, I believe. Absolutely means 100%. Most likely means, there's a strong possibility. Let's see. So I'm going to play another tournament in 10 minutes here. So possibly. So I'm going to go to the lobby. So 3:30, there we go. Wow. The screen's not even, there we go. There's a little bit of condensation on it. tables are turned. Watch them squirm. Okay. Nice. So hopefully they don't have the 7-8. Sometimes it's worth it to fold in that scenario because they could have the 7-8, and the best case scenario is well, I guess they could have had the lower straight, but the most likely scenario was they had with that move is that they had the top straight, they had the 7, but it's whether or not they had the 7-8, like the previous hand that the guy had, where he had the 8-9 for the. It was a 6-card straight he basically had, but he had the best 5 cards straight. Everybody else had the lower straight to him. He had the top straight, but he had the even higher straight. If you get my drift, everybody had the 8, but he had the 9. He had the 8-9 because everybody had the 8 because of the board. Good luck me. And he hit the spade. Speed. He hit the speed. I was talking about organized crime, but that just expedites things faster. Hey guys, you could save the day in a metaphysical way. Go to change.org. You could be a hero, no spaces, and be one. So this is a 275 tournament. We'll go down to payouts, 96 entries, 24,000 play chips for total. First place gets 6,800. Just trying to balance my phone so it keeps tilting. And for some reason I can't turn off, I can't switch views without having auto rotate on. Like, I just want to be able to rotate it at will. Maybe I can, I have looked in the settings, but just for this app, so. The thing about organized crime, it's all ethnicities. Let's read this. Okay, so it develops two colors. There's a card that I didn't love. One color, one fold. I'll just check it down. Got these. They had these. How's it going?
Okay.
Not too bad. It's a little chillier now than.
Yeah, there's a lot to.
We did have the 5. So 88th out of 89 remaining. So So here we go. Here's the final move. This is like kind of like the Unitas 300 versus the 10,000 move. I was gonna go all in, but somehow it folded very fast. Let's add one heart. Chugga, 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 chugga. Choo choo. There's a train that comes by that it goes so fast they have to horn pretty fast. Here's a better circumstance. Hopefully I quadruple up. There's the horn. Read on cue. So just playing 1100 sit and go the top 3 finish in the money. Here's we'll go to payouts here. Payouts. That doesn't show you the what's this places. Paid 3 on the right hand corner. Bottom. Well, I guess bottom middle. Middle right was I did have release at that time for it to go to the side. Wow. They went all in the first hand. Don't see it too often on this site. Annie Cheehan started a petition called change.org. You could be a hero. Stand up against organized crime. They are nothing compared to the populace. Okay, so it's pretty big pot. It's someone's got the flush draw, 2 pair at this point. There's no straights available now. Now there's a potential straight flush. Let's see what happens here. Wow, that's a big bet. That's it's kind of too early to discern whether or not they would have the straight flush. I think you need more hand experience against an opponent, but they very well could have. And he just played his ease a little too strong that time. Another stiff bet right off. That was nice. 1,300 chips. Basically, double pot odds, right? They could have had the straight. They used to. But the blinds are so low that you shouldn't really want to play for such a big pot this early in the tournament. Well, you want to, but just your opponents don't want to. You gotta kind of keep it small when the blinds are small. Can't really bust too many people. Hook, line, and sinker. I guess I'll, oh, this is the Cinco. Yeah, which I'm only playing because there's a tournament coming on at 3. So I'll play, or at 4, pardon me. It's no limit. Thinking how there's a thing called observable universe and then non-observable universe, right? It's only non-observable for us, most likely. any sophisticated alien species probably are already able to see everything that comes after them. Like we're planning on it as well. Even though it's supposed to go right, like at our level of technology, like sure there's stuff that is beyond our range based on optics and what have you, and possibly physics and what have you. But in advanced alien species, right? You have to understand our sun is a third generation sun. So that means there could be survival aliens from a first generation sun that would be like 10 billion years more advanced than we are. Many. There could be like hundreds, thousands that still survive. Because every time a star dies, like our sun is a star basically, we just call it a sun. But, every other light in the sky we call stars or comets or meteors or the moon, right? But our sun is basically a star that exploded, and our body's made up of physical remnants of it, the iron in our blood and what have you. And our aura is the light from that dead star. Most likely. So basically now is a great time for me to, what am I, like, so I'm kind of third in chips, so that's not bad. So I'm gonna have to try to amp it up, Red Bull style, like a plane flying upside down through a tunnel. 300 kilometers an hour would be pretty spectacular. Because anything that a RC plane could do, potentially a propeller plane could do the exact same thing, right? Because you proved it in a replica size that it's possible. So if it's the same physics, it's not like, okay, well now it's bigger. Like, there's different, maybe might be harder, but physics, right? It's just bigger. But it's possible, right? Like that's why the stealth bomber is actually based on the Falcon, or the shape of a bird, right? When it dies, it's the perfect shape for flight, right? Because biology is the best example of technology. Basically, everything that we see in biology, we could create that type of technology. We could replicate it. We could learn the laws of physics and science to be able to understand it, to be able to utilize it in a useful way. Everything we see in the universe. That's why quantum computing is so fascinating right now, because it's like a micro universe. So whatever we see in quantum computing, some of it we could almost surely, well, probably most of it we could do in reality. As long as the math is right. Like 2 + 2, right? Like that's a simple math formula, but as long as you have the concept, okay, well, 2 apples plus 2 oranges equal fruit. Like, so as long as you have the concept right, and then in psychology, like, okay, yeah, okay, so that's right. right, I have two hands. I put one apple in each hand, and I put the two apples in the bucket. Then I went and grabbed two oranges. I have two hands, so I grabbed one in each. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So 2 plus 2 has to equal 4. We know that. So we like, it's a simple math formula, but basically that's what. That's right. Whatever we prove in math, then that means then we could replicate it and utilize certain technologies based on such formulas. Like from everything, like all the technology that you're using to watch this video, right? Is just cool physics and science and math. Just cool engineering, right? Yeah, our cell phones, they're not these big clunky suitcase type of devices. They're small enough to fit in our pockets. It's like having a little computer in your pocket nowadays. Well, the apple of my eye is probably Apple, the corporation. It'd be a good one to own. Officially, Apple, Google, ChatGPT, and it's pretty much all the technology companies that want to own. Own newspapers, because I want to influence people with psychology and philosophy. And see from a different perspective. Think outside the box, right? Like you learn from yesterday's opportunities to see some to benefit them in the future. Right? That's all I do in poker. And they bet there or whatever, so I'm trying to recall from yesterday and all my previous experience. Like, okay, what did they have? Seize the opportunity now to plant a better future by transitioning my skills to cash game, real money. Right? So I'm trying to just understand the psychology of like tournament psychology, become like an expert at that, and then play in tournaments. I'm pretty much I only live in cities near. Basically. Like right now, I'm gonna be in Toronto for the World Cup, so that should be awesome. Like the energy of the world is gonna be there. A lot of tourism, and I could go to a game at some point with my son, because we've been to an NFL game, an NHL, MLB, IndyCar race, Indianapolis 500, and a professional soccer game. But baseball, basketball, football, and on NBA. I didn't say NBA. I'm Canadian, right? So I love hockey just by birthright. But my favorite sport to watch and to play would be football, because there's physical contact like hockey, and but there's just more plays that you could do. Right? Like in hockey, it's a lot of center in the puck, getting in front of the goalie, screening the goalie, odd man rushes, and I guess one of the most useful skills in hockey would be try to anticipate in the pass and then seize the initiative for like short-handed goal. Soccer's the same way, right? You got a center. Like whenever there's a goalie, yeah, the whole point is the goalie is the center point, right? So it all has to come down to the center. But some of the moves in football now with I've seen on like where they can roll off their back even to get around an opponent. I seen today was pretty fantastic. It's just amazing. I can't wait to see my son do it. He's a fantastic soccer player. He's a fantastic soccer player. We once went to a field. He was about 14 or 15 at the time, and I was about 25 yards, 22, 25 yards away, and from the soccer goalpost that would be at a schoolyard. And I threw a football and I hit the crossbar. This is when everybody was trying to do the bar down, where they would hit the crossbar and it bounces down and whatnot, right? And so I threw the football. I went bar down. My son was filming me. I did it in one attempt, and then he went over with the soccer ball even a little bit further back, probably like 30 yards away, and like he was over 5 feet tall. In the video, he looked about 3 feet tall, and his first attempt, he went bar down. So I have this 20-second video, 23-second video. I'm hoping to do a pretty cool move. I did it before in the past, and I'm hoping to do it in the spring, where I'm just gonna find like something like a ledge that's like 6 feet tall that I can't knock and leave at. But so I'm gonna put the hat on the ledge and then come up, and I jump up and I kick down, and then virtually simultaneously kick up the hat. As the hat flips up in the air, I position my body so the hat lands on my head. I did it before. It took me about 100 tries, and then I did it times in quick succession after that, like without a few attempts, because the hard thing about the trick is once you kick the hat up in the air, it's no longer in your control. So you're trying to, as it's rotating, you're trying to position your body, like center your body underneath the hat, and so if the beak, like the hat, like the brim of the hat is heavier, right? So it always wants to go down, right? So it's particularly hard, right? It's a timing challenge. Like, because the kick for me is simple, or it used to be. Right? Like the kick was simple, but it's just timing. Right? You got to kick it hard enough so it rotates. Just ideally like 1 or 2 rotations in the air, where it flips 1 or 2 times, and then you kind of have enough time to balance yourself, and because you got to remember you're landing too, so you got to land and then bounce, like adjust real fast. So it's pretty cool. But I did it, and I don't think I filmed it, right? So I want to try to film it. I used to be able to do a triple clap push up, and a third clap you couldn't see, you just heard. It was just like I have that on film. Unless Facebook deleted it, because my mom seen it and commented on it, so she must might be on her page. I should check that out, because it's hard to find videos. Because if you lose your cell phone or whatever, it's hard to recover your social media presence, which sucks. on caller. No instant call, so he probably doesn't have the king. He could hit the queen, though, for the win. Or the 8 now. Queen or 8 is what he needs to hit. Anyway, that's nice. That was the double gut shot he had an opportunity for. Okay. Normally I wouldn't play this, but I just felt like playing it. I'm the favorite, so let's see. Hopefully, good luck me. Until the king. How did it end up? Oh, I lost. That's unfortunate. All you could do is, I guess, rebuy at this point, and but just put your money in with the best hand. He's gonna fold since he's not just punished me last time. Just punished. It is a terrible hand. So I did have the 2 spades. Good fold. I rarely go all in pre-flop. But on the flop, on the other hand, good luck me. A 10. They have lots of outs. They had 9 spades, 4 queens, and then I guess it'd be 7 spades, 4 queens, and 4 tens. Is really what it would have been. So 8 and 7's 15, right? 15 outs, which is quite a bit of outs in Texas Hold'em poker. You just don't want to be all in for that amount because you're still an underdog. They're only going to they're only going to win, like, say, 1 time out of 3. I would win 2 times out of 3 in that situation. I guess they were bluffing.
Hey, question, would you wear this? The kind of thing that would take no room in your bag. I think it's your size.
Yeah, I could probably wear that, yeah.
Anybody asks to say, no, my uncle works there.
Yeah.
I saved it for someone bigger than me because they gave it to me and it was big. It is. It'll look good. What?
You think we could go to the grocery store? Good like me. Say short stack, but they come back and end up punishing me for it. So, and they got the runner. 2 5s out of 44 cards. I have 42 cards that are good for me, but he hit one of the 2 remaining 5s in the deck. The one deck. It's incredible. How lucky can they get? This guy's been pretty quiet, so they're kind of due for a win. I'm hoping, like, I can't keep missing the entire board. Every hand. Show them the good cards.
Play with it. One.
Dave can suck out 3 times. Only twice.
Where's Bella? This is funny. She's hiding in the back. You can't see her. Wait, where's Bella? Oh, oh, you're coming to remind me you need food. You gotta do push-ups, yes? One day you'll be able to open up the stove. You gotta
Yeah, the king.
work on it. Right, Bella?
That just felt like the right move at that point in time, so I'm gonna cancel that. Let's focus on this.
Just watch. You might be hiding in this bag after. Play with it. Oh yeah, they love that new food. Big time.
Clean. Nice. Spike the jack. So 148, 100 chips or whatever. So that's the end of this video. So once again, if you want to if you want to see evil people and the bad guys lose, then go to change.org. You could be a hero, and so try to be one. So once again, it's change.org. You could be a hero, and sign the petition, share, make it go viral, and save the day in a mythical kind of way.